Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. Alright, I'll drop a little bit of hay in for the horses as I drive. I'll pick up the hay and I'll drive around that way, dump a little bit in for them, and then we can carry on again. Go that way. So yeah, I've got one wagon over there that I'll be using for, like, mixed feed. I might get another wagon like that. So we have two of those for taking the mixed feed in for the animals. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll play that one by ear. I'm not going to commit to anything just yet. Because I'd like to be, you know, we are going to have to sort of put some large quantities of material in. But how large a quantity of material we're going to need to put in, I'm not quite sure yet. Right, there's 24,000... litres of hay on there. That's enough to keep our cows going for a minute. Now whiz you round over here. I'll stop there a second and don't go under the bales. We'll go round them though. Just don't go under them, just in case something goes horribly wrong. Things do go horribly wrong sometimes. And then we go over this way. We've got the horses, they're busy eating. And then if I do that and then do that, there's 3,000 litres of hay has gone in for the horses. That one's coming in. How much have we got left in here, by the way? How much slurry have we got left? I've got 245,000 litres of slurry left. So they're getting through it. They are getting... I don't know what the cap is on the amount of slurry that they can hold. Manure, we've hardly got anything in there, so that doesn't really matter. But, yeah, I'm thinking pigs for manure and cows for slurry. Because do the pigs work the same way, don't they? Is that a thing with these? If you put straw, it doesn't actually say anything on there, but if you put straw in, does that work exactly the same? I'm sure it says somewhere. I'll have to have a look, see if I can find where it's written down. But I'm absolutely certain it will say somewhere about the pig's slurry sort of ratios and mixtures. I'll bring you back over this way a bit. Actually, I'll put you into the shed over this side. I don't need you to do anything else for a minute. So if you go and park in here. Right there, you're out of the way. We shouldn't leave the spikes up in the air, but still, that's fine. And then if I have a look in here, that one there, that's looking a lot better. We've got 21,000 litres of hay silage in there now. The chicken coop over here does need a bit. We'll go and deal with that a bit later. It's the cleanliness that annoys me with the chickens. Right, you get two tiny, tiny little bits, and it's actually penalising you for that. And that really does bug me. So we may very well end up doing something about that. Doing the whole wood chip thing. I think we might. Because what I'm actually thinking is that the tree next to the cattle pen here might be a candidate for turning into wood chips anyway. So if I was to have that one, this one right here on this corner, I mean, it's getting in there to get to the milk. So if that tree there was turned into wood chips, then we could, we can use those wood chips and sprinkle them at least in front of the chicken pen. Not as concerned about in front of the cattle pen, because I can keep a dedicated, forage wagon. I could even have a smaller forage wagon, and just have that one dedicated to running along in front of the cattle pen. Or the cattle pens, to pick up the silage it's in here, and we'll be able to use that in our mixed feed. So I see no problem with doing that, and I think that would work out fairly well. Start moving these in across. What is it? It's 36 animals in the trailer, isn't it? So I've got 2 loads. Livestock trailer is full. Okay. Confirm. I've got whatever it is in here, 36, I think. Oops. Oh, I thought for a minute I was properly hooked up there. I'm not. It's okay. Panic over, ladies and gentlemen. Panic over. 2 loads. We got 2 and a bit loads, actually. 2 and a bit loads of cows to move. Then we can sell that cattle pen. Probably best if we don't buy another cattle pen yet. We'll stick with the one for now. And that way we've got a little bit of spare money for buying pigs. Because I would like to do the pigs. So we've got 70... yeah, it's 36 each time. So I've got 2.5 loads still to go. I'll put these in. And then we can see about going and buying some more animals. Well, I'll sell the cattle pen that we've got. and I will sell the pig pen. Then I will buy the new pig pen, and then we can see about buying the mixed feeder for the cows to get that bit done. And after that, then when we've got the money, we can see about buying a new cattle, a second cattle pen. Although I'm thinking that we probably won't want that one for a little bit, because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to spend a whole load of money on pigs just now, and then you've got to wait for the pigs. It does take a little while for the pigs to actually start farrowing, so we're not going to be quite ready for them yet. What's the prices of pigs at the moment? If we go in here and you look at the prices in here, like wheat right now is doing well, and so is barley. I think barley may have actually gone up in price. What we had yesterday was a good price, but I think it may be higher now than it was before. Eggs, end of autumn seems to be the best time to sell those. And milk, fairly even right across the year, to be honest, with milk. Silage, manure doesn't seem to be sellable. Yeah, I'm not worried about those. Right, what was I looking at? It was the pigs, wasn't it? And it's Yorkshires that we're thinking of getting. You've got a couple of different sorts when it comes to pigs. You've got the Yorkshire, the Gloucester Old Spot, the Spotted, and the Berkshire. And they do behave differently, each type of pig. Two of them you buy as piglets, and you just raise them and sell them on again. And two of them, the Yorkshire, I think, and the Gloucester Old Spot, I believe, are the ones that you buy sows and then you rear the piglets. So I'm thinking we will go with Yorkshires. That I think Yorkshires are also known as large whites, or they're very similar to the large white, which is the most common pig that you will see in most piggeries because they grow the fastest. That's why people like them. It's one of the leanest porks, and they also grow the fastest. That's why you see white or pink pigs just about everywhere, because they're the ones that grow fast and grow well. They're the best at converting food into meat, and that's why everybody uses them. But the thing with the other breeds is, and my argument always in favour, I used to have a large black sow, and we would raise the piglets off of that. And the meat, the piglets would take longer to grow than the large white. They would definitely take longer to grow, and you ended up with a smaller carcass as well. So you ended up with a smaller piglet. However, my argument in favour of it is that I always thought that the meat tasted better. I always thought that because it was a slower growing meat, it tended to be more about flavour than about quantity, and for me that's a more important aspect of it. So if I'm ever in a position again in life where I'm able to have a small holding, so I got a bit of land, I got some buildings, I would definitely like to keep pigs again. Or I mean, I only had one large black sow, and she was quite happy to be by herself, and every now and then she'd have a litter of piglets, and the litter of piglets, you know, she would be a doting mother to them, but she would frequently take the opportunity to get away from the piglets, and she would have this way of, like, because we had a little gate that they could go through to get out of the pen into the field when we wanted them to, and she would go through the gate and then she would block it to stop the piglets from following her and have a little bit of time away from the kids. And she would do this all the time. And she'd go out, like, block the gate, stop the piglets from following her, and spend half a day out by herself before going back to see the piglets. I just think that was brilliant. It's absolutely amazing. Confirm that one. But yeah, so if I was able to do it, having a pig would be one of the things that I would like to do. I would also like to keep a cow or two. That's another thing that I would like to keep. If I was ever in that position, that is another thing that I would like to do. Whether or not I'll ever actually be able to do that, I don't know. I might be lucky enough one day to be able to do that, and then again I might not. Who knows? Right now, I'm quite happy doing what I do. So it's not the dream that keeps me sustained. It's now just a dream to follow on from the life I'm already very happy to be living. So there's a big difference. There is a huge difference to sort of like between the two there. Because it used to be that things like dreaming of getting the small holding, that was what sustained me and kept me going back to a job that I really despised. These days, it's just kind of, that would be nice one day, but if it doesn't happen, so be it. I'm still very happy with the job I have now and the life I lead now. So it's different having a dream from a place of happiness and contentment than it is having a dream from a place where that dream is literally what sustains you. So I know both sides of that spectrum, and I know that there are people who watch who are in both sides of it. And I'd say to both of you, because so many people I've heard who say you shouldn't sort of keep going on living on dreams. You should focus on the here and now and be realistic. I disagree with that. Yeah, do what you need to do for the here and now, but have those dreams. Don't let go of those dreams. Those dreams are more important than you realize, because sometimes you can make those dreams a reality. Like, I've always had a dream of like having a small holding and being able to do that, but I also for a very, very long time have had the dream of doing this, playing computer games for a living. And it's taken a long time. It's taken a lot of work, but I got there. I'm actually doing it. I'm living my own dream, which is absolutely stunning. Like, some days I still cannot believe that it is actually happening. I am actually doing it. Like, my job, I get up and I make myself a cup of coffee, and then I set off on the long commute to work, which is going from the kitchen into the living room where my computer is. And that long commute to work, it really gives me time to think as I'm sort of traveling on that long commute to work about what a commute to work actually used to be and no longer is. And it's yeah, and now I'm on my way to doing stuff that I love doing. It's amazing. It's genuinely amazing. It really is. Now then, I don't remember what I was talking about to start with. I was talking about pigs to start with. Man, did I get sidetracked. Right. And so we got no cows left over here. We've got a little bit of grass and silage, but that's besides the point. It doesn't matter. Water is now filling up. We need an estimated 1.17 million litres of food in here. I've got 20,000 for hay and silage. Not going to do any more for hay and silage. We now want to start looking at some production of mixed feed. Mixed feed is our next big priority. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to climb up on... No, I'm not, apparently. I'm going to not parkour that very well. Parkour is not my strong point. No matter the game, parkour is never my strong point. Okay, I've parkoured all the way up to here. We're going to go into that one and we're going to start landscaping. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this side. I'm going to do the smoothing. I'm going to smooth down that bank like that. There we go. Let's smooth that out like that. So it's lovely and smooth all the way along here. I'm going to extend that track. I just want to make sure that I've leveled it here. And I want to level this down. That's what I want to do there. I want to push that down. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to... over this side, and bring it round over here like this. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to do that to the leveling bit like that, which is both the mouse buttons together, and I'm going to level this down. So the actual bank for this is a little bit further away, and that will smooth out that corner as well a bit more. There, like that. Bring that back in. It's already nice and level up this way. Right, now I can bring that out, and I'm going to make that a little bit bigger like that. And now I'm doing the smoothing again. Like that. And I'll bring that up to the edge of the field. And then we'll go along here, and we will smooth this bit down here. Like that, so that it can be driven over and that the field can be used. It's just that I don't want to be raising the level of that up very high, which is why I moved it back. Shoved it a bit further back than it was. And there we go. Right, that is looking a lot better. A lot more like I had in mind. We haven't done the colouring in yet. That's still to come. Still got to do that bit. Right, that bit can go over to there. Actually, I can do this smoothing bit along here. Although I'm losing grass in the middle of the track by doing that. So I want to be a bit careful doing that. I'll lower that down smaller like this. And then I'll run up. Don't mind losing a little bit. I'm going to cut that tree down. But what I also want to do is I want to remove what is actually field right here. There, I want to get rid of this. I don't actually want field on here at all. I want to get rid of that completely. So that it's not showing up anywhere as ploughed field. And then we can change it round later. So that's going to go up through here. You know what I've got? Let me just come out of this a second. I'm going to fast forward time right now. Why is the money? Why is the money dropping down? Oh, it's the water. It's the water. We're buying in water as we speak. That's what it is. I wonder what was going on there. That water's expensive. I suppose we are piping the stuff in, aren't we? You've got to allow for that. Right. 11, it's a lot brighter now. I think we can slow time down again, and we can go back into here. We can go back to doing our landscaping. So whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Let me lower that down a bit, and then I need to do that now, and just make sure that's properly smoothed up. I did not want to do that. Right, remove the edge of the field all the way over to here. Go right up to the edge like that. There we go. That is now done. So then I can switch over. You press X to change the type. And I can tab through like this. That is ground type, the one that I've got. And I can plant grass back. So we can go and just put a little bit of grass back on here. I'm going to put that around to start with. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through and we're going to do a bit of concrete work and building some track as well in places. So I build that. I don't want to go too close to that main road. I don't want to have the grass growing out in the road. I've got no plans to do that to it. But this here, I can bring that in like that. Just kind of keep a reasonable tidy edge on it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Bring that around like that. And then as far as there. So I've made a little bit of a mistake there. So now I want to bring that down as low as I possibly can. And I'll put in some bits in here. Although I don't really need to do any more than that. And that's unfortunately as small as I can go. So I can put a little bit of this back. Like that. I don't want to do too much there. So I have got something growing on that track. Then I've got the kind of the double bits. And then I've got gravel. That's concrete, isn't it? That's the wrong sort of concrete. That's rock, mud. That's not the... Right, that's the concrete that we've got here. That's the one that I want. Now, if I press C... it goes to this, and that will take it out that far, which I'm actually okay with. I'm quite fine with it going out that far onto the track. So if I go along here, didn't mean to do that, so I will change that to a bit of mud, and then I got to go cycle through it again. To that concrete there, so it's got to go there, and if I make that a bit bigger... Excellent. Right, it will still do it. That's good. So that will put that one, the exact same spot all the way down. Like that. And yeah, we can extend that out a bit. So you got a little bit of grass growing. Now it looks like it's growing through the concrete, but if anybody has had sort of experience outside, you will know that grass doesn't always grow through the concrete. What it does, it sort of extends over the edge of the concrete in a bit of a mat. mat, and that's quite a common thing, to have it extending out over the concrete in a matte sort of appearance, and it can cause problems. Although usually it doesn't really do anything other than you can just see it, and there isn't any issues caused by it at all. Now, what I'm doing here, because we have to come round this side in order to be able to put the straw in, I'm thinking it would be a good idea to extend this one out a little bit and have more concrete here, because otherwise we're going to end up with a load of mud. I also think that perhaps bringing it out that side by a little bit further wouldn't be a bad thing. So I'll extend the concrete pad out this side all the way down through. Neat and tidy square. When we put this in, we did this, we had very neat, tidy shuttering all the way round. And very nice, neat, tidy square. There's probably enough for that bit, but over here where we've got the slurry, this is where we're going to change it a bit. So I'll put that right into there. So that's going to be properly concreted out in there. Same with manure as well. I mean, mostly we will be doing slurry in here, but there will be some manure as well. Now that, unfortunately, we're not able to do anything about that bit, because that bit of the track is placeable. So that's plonked down on top. Now if I go up through there, that's going to go that far. So this one is going to go like that. Right there, so there's a concrete floor on that one, and yeah, the concrete will stick out the sides a bit, but that is absolutely fine, as far as I'm concerned. So there, comes out the sides a little bit, it goes behind it a bit, but now everything is set down in concrete in there. That's looking quite good, and we've got a nice concrete pad in here, so you can come out, you can do the loading, and in actual fact, what we would probably do is this. You'd have a larger area here so that you're able to properly get in there and back out round, and then you would load your spreader. You'd probably park your spreader on the road right here and load it. But you might not. You might put the spreader, like bring it off the side and drive it down here. And for that reason, I want a track up along here. So I'm going to fill all of that in with concrete there. And then this bit up here, we get rid of all that grass. That's just going to go that far over. I'm going to go any further than that. That one will go to about there, like that. Actually, it can go there like that. So that's concreted there. Like that. I'll put that in a little bit. I'll do that there as well with the yard. So that's... There we go. A lot of white concrete there. The concrete is a different colour to this in the yard, but this is newer. This is a newer pen in here, so it would make sense to have a lot more white concrete on it. Possibly... We'd want something over here. If we're driving in through here constantly, we're going to want something here. So this concrete pad... It's likely that it would come out around like this. Off to the edge, so we wouldn't concrete this bit. But it would certainly come out like that. Just onto the edge of it. So you'd still be driving around. I mean, yeah, it looks a little bit messy there. I'm going to tidy that up a bit. We're going to change that now. I'm going to bring that one down to a smaller square. And I'm going to do that so that we've got the circle. And then I'm going to bring that around like that and just sort of take off the corners there. So we've got sort of like this. So, yeah, you're driving along the very edge of the concrete there. Maybe you wouldn't want it like that. There's pros and cons for having it like that. But, I mean, if the concrete is deep down there, it's not going to cause you any trouble. And it's not going to, like, crack the edge of the concrete by frequently driving over it. I mean... The more I think about it, the better it would be if, like, that was all concreted out. And I know that would be a better thing, but there's other things that we need to spend money on right now. I'll bring that in. We'll just do it like that. So we'll stop there for a minute. That'll do for now. So there's the cows. They're sorted for a minute. I've got more things that we need to do. So this pig pen, for a start, I want to get rid of this one. I need to move that one. You've got to be moved out of the way. So let's go and get our tractor a minute. Where is it? Ah, you're nearly finished. That's a good thing. And, nope, I don't want you. You aren't too close. No, I don't think that one was too close. Okay, it was this one. Let's go to you. I will unhitch you there a second, and I am going to go and pick up that silage trailer. I'm going to move that one out of the way. That truck over there, also the truck trailer, that one could do with being moved. And then once we've moved them out of the way, I can sell the pig pen and we will repurchase another pig pen. That's an important thing that we need to do, I think. Let's not drive that into the tree. Let's just bring you back round over here. There, I just need it out of the way, that's all. There. And then I want to go to you. I'm done with this bit. Look at those trailers, like the two things there with the combine. That is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to have to just go and dump those out in a field somewhere so they can drift around the field and not cause us any serious issues. Now we're going to stop there for a second. We're going to be putting this lot away through the winter. I know that I should put it away now. I absolutely agree. I should be putting it away now, but I'm not going to because I'd like to hurry up and get some of these other tasks done and get them out of the way first. So let's move you down over this side. Over here, like this. And stop you there. Yeah, I'm going to move this now, because this is really starting... Look at that. It shouldn't be dancing around like that. Right, that is beyond ridiculous, that is. So I will go and grab this first one. And this one I don't think is causing quite so many problems. Still a little bit. You're not even going to let me hook it on? There he is. Right. Okay, we will take you. We're going to put you in a field somewhere. Where are we going to put you? I'll go out this side. I was thinking to drop it in that field there, but I don't think I will. We can go and put it up on the hill over here for a bit now. We'll just drive up the side of this one. I can just go up there, like that. I can bring you along here. Because this field isn't going to be used again, and then we'll move it again afterwards, as and when we need to. So that one can stop there. And I'll go back and I'll get the other one, which is actually physically dancing around so much that it's shoving the trailer out of the way, which is no good. We can't have that. That's like, I like to have at least a little bit. I know that I've got some very big scale stuff going on here that's sort of pushing past realism, but this is beyond a joke. I didn't realize you could break it like that. That's quite cool. Right, I will stuff that around like that. And then hopefully by bringing the combine over this way... Ah, there we go. That's more like it. There, I can now load that one onto there. See how badly it hooked onto that trailer? It was actually dragging it out. So you will go out into the field as well. And then you can dance around out in that field to your heart's content. Hopefully... it won't cause too many problems being out here, but if it does, it does. It's not something I'm too concerned about. I can just leave it there in the field, a little ways away from the other one as well, like that. Dump it there. And we'll keep an eye on it. So, I mean, it could very well end up parked in the middle of the cattle shed in another week's time, but we'll worry about that as... Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode, so we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well, that would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, this is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.